Assalamualaikum and good morning to Madam Mazia and our dear friends. Today, our group 3, which consists of myself, Ashraf, Amirul and Haziq, will explain about Article 5 of the Fundamental Liberties in the Malaysian Constitution. So Article 5 touches about life and personal liberty. What the first word is cross your mind when you think the word liberty? Yes, freedom. So this article emphasizes on the basic human rights on freedom itself. So to introduce a little bit of history, this article was made in 1957 during the independence along with the constitution itself. Back then, this constitution was called Federation of Malaya because back then we called Tanah Melayu and Malaya. Before in 1963 we changed our name into Malaysia. So moving on, this article emphasizes on the basic fundamental human rights. No one in this country should or may be restricted of their life and their own personal liberty except it is according to law. This means if you commit crimes or do anything that against the laws, you can be arrested and put in jail, and it will affect your freedom and your liberty. But a person who is unlawfully detained can be released by the higher court. This is called the right of habeas corpus. That person can be released if they are not found guilty or the lawyers cannot prove that they are guilty. A person also has the right to be informed of the reasons of their arrest, and also they can ask for a legal lawyer of his choice. They cannot be denied by the right. That person also cannot be arrested for more than 24 hours without the magistrate's permission. If they are arrested for more than 24 hours, it is against the constitution. So the person who is in charge of that arrest will be lawfully punished. For example, if in some imaginable situation that you are arrested without a good reason, this article allows you to be told the reasons and the charges that you face in a language that you understand why, because this will avoid any manipulations by the police. You can ask to be taken to court promptly, and you can ask for bail, which is a temporary release while the court process continues. Also, you can have a trial within a reasonable time. If you think your arrest was unlawful, you can go to court to challenge your detention, and if it is proven that your arrest was unlawful, which is you have been arrested for more than 24 hours or you have been arrested against your will and they have no proof of the crime, you can get compensation from it because you have been unlawfully detained. Remember guys, you cannot be arrested and put into lockups without a good and valid reason.
Freedom, as we know, is the power or right to act, to speak, or think as one wants. In Malaysia, we are free to wear whatever we want, speak the language we want, pray with any religion that we believe in, and have the right to speak about anything that we think that is right or wrong. But even though we are allowed to do all of that, we still have to obey the law, and we must not break the law. We cannot, for example, we cannot be racism because it is wrong, and other than that, when we talk about freedom in Malaysia, our people have the right to choose the leader. For example, like the last election, when the opposition win, there's nothing happen to the citizen because we have freedom to choose our next government. Unlike a certain country, when they change the government, there will be a war in that country. In Malaysia, we don't have that because everyone understands that people have their own right and freedom to choose the leader. This is what makes Malaysia unique, and all the citizens and the people there are happy to live in Malaysia. Next, I will pass to Amirul.
Alright, thank you to Haziq. And now I will explain about how Malaysian citizens will lose their freedom rights. Okay, so based on what we have know about the Article 5, in the article have said that every Malaysian citizen have freedom right. Alright, like they can wear anything they want, they can do anything they want, they can join any religions that they want. Alright, but even though in the article 5 said that they can have the freedom, but once they have committed the crime, big crime that caused them to get the death penalty punishment, alright, so they will lose their freedom rights. Okay, so what are the cases that cause the death sentence penalty? So if the Malaysian citizen have murder with intention or without intention, have involved in drug trafficking, treason, and waging war against Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So all of these are the example of the cases that will cause the death penalty punishment to the Malaysian citizen. Once they have committed this crime, so they will lose their freedom rights. They can't go outside of the country to run away, and they have no free to be not prison. So they will be prison during their trial until the day that they will be executed. So I think that is all from my part. Thank you. I will pass to Ashraf.
For an amazing speech by Farid, Haziq, and Miru. Now is my turn. My name is Aisha, and I'm gonna talk about the importance of liberty of fundamental. In Article 5, liberty of person. As been stated by Farid just now is, liberty of person is to protect of human rights, to protect from the abusement power, from the powers of government itself, even anything that being abused by us. Human rights is the importance of all the necessary in human because it always been used in human right. In Article 5, liberty of persons, there will be such of lots of importance in equality, freedom, hope, dignity, rules of law, and prosperity. We live in a peaceful world that we needed to have a very peaceful society itself. There's no needed, but there will be there of people who abuse people. I believe that this Article 5 are most needed in this world. It's a lot of importance that we can state. As I know that if there's no Article 5 in liberty in person in some country, it's bring a loss of disadvantage of the people over there because they don't have their own right to speak up. They do not have their own right to tell what they're wrong. We are humans and need to talk what is wrong, not to be keep quiet to something that we don't know what is happening. I believe that humans need to talk what is wrong, what is correct in this world because this is to improve our initiative life. As well, we know that in North Korea, they don't have such of Article 5, the liberty of person over there. Because as a dictator, Kim Jong-un over there, they doesn't care what the humans or society live on. What they want is to be pride on to what they're doing. As we see in United States America, they use this Article 5 liberty of person, and right now they have such a protest towards the government itself as a black matter in the issues of at the United States itself, they use this Article 5 to gain back the freedom of the black people, to gain back the equality of the black people. In the United States, they use this very persistently to know what is wrong, what is right. We doesn't want the government to abuse the society over there, to keep gain of the government, to have their taxes pay, but they don't have their own freedom itself. This is what the importance of Article 5 of the liberty of person. In Malaysia, I see in Malaysia there's a lot of Article 5 that been used over there, such as Bersih 5, the protest in Bersih 5 in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. The protest of the government use our fund for their own beneficial, and this article have been used to all of the society in Malaysia to gain up, to rise their own power, to rise up their own voice, to speak up what's the wrong of the government itself. As we see, these importance are needed even in the court itself. Even the small things to the bigger things, Article 5 in liberty are needed for all the society in this world. I believe that human rights are the most importance of our life in many things that we can do. Because if people don't have human rights, there will be nothing. The society will gone over there. And I believe to rise up the powers of liberty of person in Article 5 is to gain our own beneficial to the country itself, to say what is right and what is wrong. So I will pass to Farid to conclude everything in the presentation. Thank you all. That's all from me.
So to conclude, my point was we cannot be arrested without a good reason, without proof, so that this article allows us to argue about that. And then Miro mentioned about how Malaysian citizens will lose their freedom rights if they commit crime. The cases that causes death sentence penalty are murder, drug trafficking, treason, and waging war against Yang di-Pertuan Agong. And Haziq's point was about freedom, the freedom of what we want to talk, what we want to work, the language we use, and what we want to wear. Those are the basic freedom that are taken care by this article. And then Ashraf mentioned about the importance of the Article 5 liberty of person. It is because it gives equality, freedom, gives hope, provide dignity, have rules of law, and gives prosperity to the citizen. So that concludes our presentation. Thank you.